limestone-scented air nipping at his exposed skin. He reached out to Nola with his mind, wanting her close, but some kind of block prevented a connection. Why? Panting, drenched in sweat, he took stock of his body. His clothes, gone. His shoulder, unhealed. His foot, regrown. Finally, something favorable had happened to him. But how had it happened so quickly? His internal clock said one night had passed since he'd escaped the ice prison. A foot usually required 2 days to regenerate, if a queen gave an order. When a princess gave it, you had to tack on another couple of days. So what had sped up the process for Nola? Breath misted in front of his face as he scouted his surroundings. A rocky cave, not his lair. This cave contained no weapons or treasures. Here, glistening crystals spilled from the ceiling. Water dripped from rocky walls, splashing onto a pile of dead mortals. Old kills. Their blood had congealed and darkened. The beast must have snagged the foursome from a nearby village and holed up. Where? He racked his brain for an answer. Every thought but one sank to the bottom of a mental quicksand as quickly as it formed. Did anyone wait nearby, hoping to ambush him? He closed his eyes and listened intently. No voices, no footsteps, just a bluster of wind. He breathed deep and sorted through the different aromas. Limestone, decomposition, and dirt. Honeysuckle and jasmine. His body jerked, a bolt of lust slamming into him. Honeysuckle. How long had Nola been gone? Where was she? Want her back. Back up. Lust for her? Unacceptable. He would never bed a royal and disrespect Meredith's memory. He would never bed a royal, period. He'd learned his lesson with Aveline. Nola might be a sweet, tasty little treat, and I might be hungry, starved. But in 3 weeks she would change. He would perform the blood rite, and she would rise as a true queen, cold, callous, and pure evil. Nola. Evil. He'd had centuries to wonder about her. Who she'd be, what she'd hope to accomplish. Not once had he entertained curiosity about her personality or appearance. Now he found himself fixating on her thick mass of blue-black hair, or her luscious, heart-shaped lips, or her starry eyes, sparkling with happiness 1 minute, darkening with hurt the next. When he'd held her nape, he'd imagined wrapping the long length of her hair around his fist and angling her face to his. He'd wanted to hear her breath hitch, wanted to watch as a passion fever deepened the color in her cheeks and the pulse at the base of her neck raced. His shaft shot as hard as steel. Not because of Nola. His body hungered for sex, that was all. He'd gone more than 1,300 years without a lover. A circumstance he could easily rectify, if he so desired. Which begged the question, did he so desire? The moment he thrust inside a woman, his precious wife would no longer be the last one he'd kissed or touched. Even the thought filled him with gnawing guilt. Enough. War now, sex later. Think. A stunningly vivid memory filled his mind. When Nola appeared in the cave, she'd evinced such unadulterated joy she'd made his chest ache, because he'd known he would never again feel the emotion. Fast-forwarded to the moment she'd crouched beside him. Her starry eyes had widened, and he'd noticed signs of hardcore crying. Puffy, red-rimmed eyelids, tear tracks on her dirt-smeared cheeks, pink splotches on her skin.